watching you turn your back like you always do. Face away and pretend that I'm not, but I'll be here cause you're all that I got. Let go, watching you turn your back like you always do. Face away and pretend that I'm not, but I'll be here cause you're all that I got. Let go, watching you turn your back like you always do. Face away and pretend that I'm not, but I'll be here cause you're all that I got. Let go. Let go, watching you, watching you, watching you. Turn your back like you always do. Turn your back like you always do. Back, go, back, turn back, go, back, always go, back, watch, back, go, back. Face away and pretend that I'm not, but I'll be here cause you're all that I got.
Hello and welcome back, everyone. Matchup number 2 on this K7 main stage tonight. It's another match for StariaGG. We just saw them win up against King's Order Purple, which was a honestly really big one that puts them at 7-0 in the season, but we still got one more matchup, and it's that cross-divisional bout against Cryvor Avalanche.
Yeah, Cryvor Avalanche, I mean, definitely a good team as well, but I mean, you know, the last one was the main event. This one, I feel like now that Staria won that previous one, probably looking poised to take this one maybe in a more comfortable fashion. You know, that last one was a banger for sure. Map 5, round 11. I'm curious if it's going to be the same one as well. You see the map set on your screen. We got double Scar, double Gridlock with a raid sandwiched in between here. We will start on that Scar hard point here, so ARs got to come out frying for the side of Avalanche.
Yeah, really important to get your ARs in position. I mean, I always say, especially for the team spawning blue side, just maintaining that positioning early is a really good sign on Scar. You know, not the biggest of deals if it goes the other way, but it just shows the fundamentals that are going to be so important in a hard point like this as we jump on in map number 1 here between Cryvor Avalanche and StariaGG. We get it kicked off with a P1 and nades. Looking to hit this ever pivotal market positioning with the NPC, gets on in, finds the player P1, actually does evade the trade quite nicely there. Now becomes a real thorn in the side.
Evade the trade. Yeah, that's my new alt account name for anybody wondering. I like the sound of that one, but good start from Cryvor Avalanche here. 4 dead, nobody falling as of yet on the good side of things. They just need to try and pin them back in their spawn. Nice double from ISO on the pinch, and that is what I'm talking about. That is how you start your break off on Scar here. 20 points already and more to climb here as long as they can keep winning the gunfights, and so far so good. I mean, they're just winning every gunfight in the transition here. Nade staying alive as long as he possibly can, finally taken care of, but this has been an excellent start for the Avalanche.
Yeah, they pick up a lot of the time on P1. Look at number 4, Karnji, going all the way up for this very deep wrap. Question is, what do you find on it? 1 for free at the top of the staircase. You spot the second in market. Can you convert it? Answer is yes. Question is, do you get enough support from the other end? Only 1 kill from that other side, so Karnji has to worry about players in the back and the front, so they will get cleaned up despite what they were able to find on that route. It is Staria. They're doing a good job of soaking here on the P2. A little bit of a tough start for them, but you know, that can happen sometimes when you spawn on green side and you just can't really fight in. As a couple of supremely awkward gunfights and a team kill to boot. Will find the break at the very least here if you're Cryvor. 30 seconds still to soak.
Yeah, Asylum goes on that 5 spree. The reason Staria was able to really set up on this P2 at all, but instantly broken on back by the Avalanche here. And ISO, what tracking there mid-air. Austin having a tough start right now, 0-6. Looking at him to start getting involved into this one because, I mean, Avalanche, I mean, this is a team where I feel like if you start off a little slow against, they can punish you heavily, and the momentum can't snowball out of control here, but we'll see if StariaGG is going to be up for the task. I mean, it is a little bit of a different roster this time around. I guess we didn't really talk about that with Frost coming out, Azursky coming in, so that might be affecting things possibly a little bit here. And honestly, it's maybe a minor thing, but maybe fatigue could be playing a factor if this guys go long here, but we'll see if that's going to be the case. Staria on P3 here first.
Yeah, they get broken off. A little bit of an awkward timing there around the side of boat. Aston picks up 1 close, and at least will maintain this P4 side. Asylum has ended up back here and is now top green. Finds that first kill, looking for a second. Does get taken down, but buys a lot of time for the rest of the team to push on in while all those arrows are the other direction. Azursky on the top of the Blaine Heady makes it 1, easily 2, as I have no idea where Nades was going.
To the death screen is where he was going, heading to the grave, and now back to the respawn department, back toward green, and now Cryvor trying to get some kills in transition, push up the map, and at least to get them off the time for now, and They will, but they have a harder job ahead of them now, and that's pushing through the white wall area. But they get a couple of kills here, and yeah, that's going to spawn Bio all the way out here. So spawns will get a little bit interesting here. It's really up to Asylum to lock it down, and so far 3 dead. Austin with the back pinch makes the most of it. And Staria, wow, I thought we were going to be blocking, but somehow Carnage gets a blessed spawn there.
Yeah, really awkward, but a lot of those players pathing in through Motel does make things a bit tough. This player spawn in mid-cut, so that means nades. Finding that one in the back really cleans things up for you if you're Cryvor Avalanche. They jump to a 50-point lead here early in the hard point. And they get a lot of positioning here on the P4. 3 dead just like that. Asylum the last one standing, but forced to hit a regen from that first kill. So more players looking to coalesce around this P4. Hill, Vessel with 2 gets traded out, but 3 for 2 so consistently in the feed for Cryvor. Feels like they're doing a fantastic job when they're locked into these hills.
Yeah, they've done a great job. They're just outslaying them at the moment. I mean, everybody pretty much positive, except for nades right now for the side of Cryvor doing their thing on these rotations. They'll double up their opponent's score heading into this P5, and it looks like so far Staria, I mean, they're set up for it, but, I mean, the blue arrows are on the prowl, looking for some trades in the back here. ISO gets the 1-for-1. He needs to find the second one, but gets shut down, so this has to be a good hold here from Staria. You're down big. Can you make the comeback on this hold?
Ooh, good nades early there. Oh, never mind. It's a team nade. I didn't even realize. That's a tough team nade to take you down early. That puts you big time down in the spawners. Vessel up close. Does get spotted early. Could have been a big force towards holding these players back, but now might get sandwiched over towards the plane head. He depends on how you play it. Azurski up close. Isn't able to really get bullets on, but just like that, 3 kills roll on through. And it's just Carnage in the back. Will get ripped as well. Azurski, nice shots, and that'll cause the flip to come on through. Staria, I mean, they falter a little bit out of the gate, but if they're able to soak the rest of this, not going to be down too much at the end of the first set.
Yeah, and I feel like Scar, you know, the comeback map in BO7, we've seen it time and time again. If you're just able to string some kills together, you could definitely chain them one at a time. So we'll see. They're only down about 40 to 50 points here heading into the next P1. And I mean, if you remember back, I mean, Cryvor, they absolutely dominated this hill in the first rotation. We'll see if Cryvor have, you know, the same result, or if Staria can have a better stab at it this time. But it's another 4 dead and just another clean wave of kills for Avalanche. And it seems like rinse and repeat for them.
Yeah, they're going to get put all the way in the blender here. Can you make your way out efficiently is now the question. Good nade onto Vessel, and he'll convert a big kill onto it. Great communication. Now 2 for 1 as nades. Found one trade, gets a second one there. Finesses it a little bit before dying to their teammate, but Carnage makes good on that mistake. Picks up that positioning and will keep soaking on the P1. Still with blue side spawns as well. You're pretty happy about your position here if you're Cryvor. Even this great time will not be too much of an issue for you as Aston, yeah, just able to find the 1. So Cryvor feels like they have just dominated the P1 this game.
Yeah, the both hills so far, and we'll see if the P2 is going to be a little bit different. Staria, they were here first last time, but didn't really capitalize as much as they probably could have. They just need to kick up a little bit more in the slaying department. They're close, but I feel like Carnage having to take over right now, 20 and 11, doing the thing in the slaying department. Asylum gets 2 on the overextension here, and that'll be StariaGG on the hill here, but I mean, they're still in this pretty massive deficit. They got to try and 60 this one.
Yeah, I will say, I feel like something clicks there if you're Staria. Both of your AR players really find a nice couple string of kills. We do see those streaks start to drop, though, as that Hellstorm makes things a little bit awkward. Still, you've done really well to weather the storm here. If you're Staria, a little too aggressive there from Azurski, in my opinion, but up close and personal, looking for that re-break. Cryvor Avalanche take advantage of their spawn, and Asylum goes down again there. Good nade over the top from Aston is right on the doorstep. Staria not looking to hold that against them. They are right back onto the hill. They got to be careful. A little bit more time to go P2, or apologies, P3 at this point.
And I was talking about fatigue. I mean, you know, Staria, they just played an incredibly tough opponent in that last one. They did narrowly win that one, but it went the entire way. So, I mean, at this point, you know, you're playing against, you know, maybe in your minds, a lower opponent, but that lower opponent is putting up one hell of a fight right now. Maybe Staria not expecting as much resistance in this one. And that's, I feel like, the reason they might be struggling. A little bit of fatigue, a little bit of underestimating your opponents here is Cryvor. Got to be on new, but Aston with a nice double there. 5 spree for him. We'll flip the spawns here. So Staria with 40 seconds left on P3. I mean, they're down, but they're not out of it yet.
Yeah, they've got a fantastic opportunity. This is one of the biggest points on Scar that you can look to soak. If you get positionings on the P3, the P4 chain is not too difficult. Wow, Aston. I was going to say, if you find that kill, you are just him. But nades does clean that one up regardless. 4, though, in position for the side of Cryvor to look for this break. You're not too worried about the break necessarily if you're Staria here. You're more worried about those P4 spawns, especially with time winding down. But every moment more above 200 make Cryvor Avalanche feel so much closer to winning.
Yeah, still that 50-point gap, though. Cryvor gonna get a little bit of scrap time here, trying to push through the white wall head east side. They have their entire roster pushing through mid-map. Bayou's gonna spawn out, but he can definitely shoot players in the back here. Some rough shots there, but does lead to a trade. And now Cryvor gonna be falling apart at the seams. Nades does stay alive, though, so he'll try and keep this play a kicking, but it's going to be a tough one. Wow, does get a second one, though, and maybe a third one potentially here as well, as the spawns are going to flip, but Asylum reads it to perfection, but still Mixie in the back. Cryvor on the point looking for the final player to push them out, but it's just a manhunt in the back. Can you find him? And you can't. It's 3 dead. Staria still holding.
Yeah, they know where that 4th player is as well. Ooh, Aston doesn't read where they're headed. Good second free kill there for Carnge. Still, another opportunity. Azurski gets one little timing, does get traded out, so things do settle down a little bit, but as I say that, another huge kill just like that spawns in jeopardy, but not a lot of time left on this current hill. Big thing for you here if you're Cryvor Avalanche, you keep them so far pinned back. Vessel not able to disturb any of the spawners though, so you're going to have Staria on your doorstep pretty soon.
So we'll spawn in the back, though, so that at the very least he'll have a chance to reinforce. Cryvor on the hill, but losing members 2 for 2 in the feed right now. They know one is toward plane. They need to try and track this guy in the back, and he will get dealt with by ISO, so good pickup for the spawns. And now the flood has to happen from Staria. They've lost every single member. It's going to be one last attempt from the front, but with how far Cryvor is pushed out, I don't think they're going to be able to touch the time here. It's going to have to be a last-ditch effort. One more chance for Staria.
Upside is you can try to chain the P1. It's a little bit tough, though, and just like that, 4 dead in the feed. Cryvor Avalanche, they put their foot down and they say, no, 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 no. We're done with this one. 250 to 184, your final score in the map number 1. And Cryvor Avalanche, I mean, they, I didn't see that coming. I'll be honest. I did not see that coming. They come out swinging in this series.
Yeah, I feel like just the P1s were the difference, man. I mean, so both times around, I mean, Cryvor, they just locked it down for pretty much 60 seconds, I would say, maybe 45 or so, with some of the contest time or white time coming through, but just flawless on that. They held the blue side of the spawns both times, got all the kills, and I mean, it was carnage, man. Absolutely frying. 31 and 18 right there, having a map for himself, as well as ISO. I mean, we went to him. He was doing his thing. Really, everybody on the side of Cryvor just seemed like they were, excelling on the teamwork. You just saw their arrows in the right places at the right times. So, yeah, maybe unexpected a little bit here, but, this is a good team as well. I mean, this is one of the top teams in the other group. So, I mean, sometimes the cross-division battle, we'll see if Staria might be getting upset in the second one here.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. I mean, this is a match that might still determine if you end up at the top of your division, right? There's still going to be, potentially 2 6-1 teams at the top of the group with King's Order Purple. I mean, not guaranteed, but likely to close out their season. But again, they're going to be doing a cross-division game as well. So this is a really big opportunity for a huge shakeup as far as standings are concerned. One of the big reasons I'm a fan of this cross-division final game of the season. I love and live for a little bit of the chaos.
And I did just look at the stats a little bit here. So it seems like this Cryvor Avalanche team has only played 1 match as a team. So definitely looks like a new team coming in recently. So that's probably why we're seeing the uptick in performance as well. Can't go solely on the map or the match record at 4-2. So probably a better team than they're showing on paper. We'll see if as they go head into this S&D here, it's going to be on Raid. We'll see if, Staria can bounce back in this one. The SND went in their favor in that round 11. We'll see if it goes their way in this one.
Yeah, hopping on into it. Going to be the side of Cryvor Avalanche on the attack first. Got to be careful. 3 players in position towards this ring side. One gets wrapped, but great cover. A kill from everyone but BO. Turns a 1 versus 4 into a 1 versus 2. Almost gets another scam there, but a great nade over the top. Closes out what could have turned into a pretty dangerous situation.
Just great, aggression right there from Cryvor off the rip. They just stack toward A. They get the gunfights, and despite Bio trying to get something going here, a late car bomb will claim his life. And it will be Cryvor on the board first here in this search and destroy. And I feel like defense, if you can win your opening defense, that's a good sign to start Raid, because I feel like offense typically comes out and wins the first one. I don't have stats on that. That's just me watching a ton of Call of Duty stat.
No, 100% agree, though. I mean, generally, I'd say the offense is the team with the most opportunity. It feels like it's the defense that needs to get a little bit more inventive with how they play a lot of these rounds. We see this spread, the 1-2-1, couple in towards mid, so you're going to have some support quick. Question is, what can that player find as far as angles? It looks like it's going to be that double wrap in towards window. That can be absolutely monumental as Aston gets a free angle, finds the first Carnage. Not in a position to get the trade, at least some Asylum, apologies, takes that one down, and now Nades just trapped all the way towards Laundry. Will pick up one, turns it into 1 versus 2, but there go the Sharks, and Staria do try to strike back a little bit more.
And I feel like that's what we see out of the better teams in Search and Destroy, especially on this map, is the aggression toward. It doesn't really matter the positioning. It's usually toward mid, but this, last time it was toward ring. This time it was toward mid from Staria, and they just get through kind of undetected. They get a couple of the first bloods, and then you're basically pinned at that point. You're pinched on both sides. There's not a whole lot of room to work with if you're Cryvor there, so they just get collapsed on. And Staria, they win the numbers trade, so 1 apiece now, heading into our 3rd round, and I have a feeling this might go the distance as well here, Graf.
It definitely seems that way early. I do feel like Raid is definitely a map that, teams can thrive on their adaptations and just how good their playbook is a lot of the time. It's a matter of how far do you go into it. We see fully neglecting the A side this time is Cryvor Avalanche, but they're going to look to get this bomb down in towards the spawn. 1-for-1 trade, but a 3 versus 3 now on the retake. As down goes a smoke, and that means things might get interesting.
Vessel trying to push through pillars with that smoke. Maybe baiting out a player to push through it themselves, but Cryvor in the 2v3. Can you find anything here? Really, number 2 is the big one you're trying to find. Zersky on this pinch, but he's in such a cruddy corner. I don't think you're going to be able to spot him at all. Yeah, Zersky just gets a freebie, make it a free 2, and a clean offensive round there from Staria.
Fantastic to see. I mean, being the first team to really convert on offense, especially, I think both of us agree that S&D really works in pairs. If you're able to take a 2-round lead, it feels just so much more comfortable. But we've seen that, to buck the norm, I think both of these defenses have looked pretty solid. I think you're able to win on both sides if you're either of these teams. So that usually makes these a lot more interesting. Cryvor Avalanche, round 4 with a chance to respond.
Yeah, I feel like that's why I have this one going the distance, because both these teams on both sides, I feel like, can have potential to win around here. So it's never really chalked if you're, taking one side or the other, but we'll see if that continues early on into this one. ISO with the first blood for the Avalanche, but the stack toward B is still on. You got a couple of players toward mid steps, but bomb is going down toward A. That IQ play from Nades to get that one down early, and they have all the space to work with now. He just needs some reinforcements here early. Look at this. Austin going for the defuse in the smoke. He's going to try to attempt it, but the stun's going to land. Low HP from Austin. He's kind of trapped at the moment, but Azursky with the cover fire. Still, the timer ticking away. 2v1 now. Austin, you got to go big. He finds the 3rd one. Vessel, Austin, 1v1.
Like the play here. Austin will hop the bomb. I don't know if Vessel's going to check this in time. It's so close. Vessel, I don't think finds it. Wow.
Yeah, I'm a little speechless there because I wasn't sure if he got that either. I'm still waiting for the confirmation. I think he did just get the defuse in the nick of time there. Yeah, I was almost too close to call. Yeah, a little bit late on that one from a Vessel. And that's a round I feel like Cryvor probably should have converted there. They get the first blood. They get the bomb down with a nice play.
They barely find the kill in time.
Oh, did they get that? See, see. I'm still mind blown. I still don't even know.
No, it was that close, honestly. That was just by the hair. What is it with Search these past couple of days? And
yeah.
Really drawn down to the line. Is in this next one. BO picks up a good one with that initial pre-nade. Is all the way in the back. ISO does pick up one for free towards basketball. One up close with the sniper will not maybe be a great combination, but Nades in through water steps. Maybe could play spoiler. I don't know how they found themselves over there. No, don't know if I love the routing as ISO in a really tough spot will get traded on out eventually. And another consistent round there from Staria, it felt like.
Yeah, Staria just running it down toward B. They get the trades, they get the bomb, and they get the round. Another one on the board for them. On the offense here, just clean stuff from them. Nothing really ISO can do in this 2v1. Bayou lit him up. The trade is there from Azursky. So going forward, this has been basically back and forth round for round. I'm curious, you know, if Staria is able to pick up a little bit of momentum off of that one. I feel like you said earlier, I mean, that cushion, that 2-round cushion is very, I don't know if it's critical, but it's definitely nice to have so you can feel a little bit more comfortable because you don't really want to have it go all the way to the bitter end here. But I mean, Staria, they have done that today. Cryvor have not had that happen yet, so I'm curious if that's going to be the case, as Austin getting aggressive toward pillars should be the first blood here, and he's going to line them up for a double, make it all 3, and now just Vessel left to clean up the carnage.
Yeah, there is not much you can do here as well. Fully surrounded will be found. So, I mean, just like that, Staria claim what has been an elusive 2-round lead in this search. But the first may be the only one they need, especially it puts an immense amount of pressure on this next round. I mean, it feels like on a map like Raid, one of the nice things, I mean, like you said earlier, both sides feel like they've got a chance. So you can really look to fight back. You can look for comebacks. It's just how you're feeling and how you're, sort of counter-stratting. That's the big thing on this map, in my opinion, especially on defense. So we'll see it with Cryvor Avalanche. A chance to stop once again. It looks like, though, Staria headed towards weak side.
And a rundown mid. It's just going to be nades here to defend the onslaught of arrows. He has Carnage on the way, but I mean, not checking money. Question marks raised. I mean, a good play from Austin last round kind of scams his life away. But this time around, Carnage with some shots on the bomb planter, but not enough for the kill. Nades will activate off the damage, though. A second one falling early. Bomb is down, but now Staria, I mean, both trapped toward Tiki. Azurski gets one, but I mean, it's going to have to be more than that here. Trapped on the backside of the bomb, and that'll be the quick retake there from Cryvor. So, I mean, what I thought was going to be a good round from Staria just kind of collapses. Just nobody checked money.
Yeah, tough to not check money there. And then also partially, it feels like the double play in towards Tiki is just a little too vulnerable. I feel like having one just on that top bunk side even doesn't have to be up top or below, nothing specific, but that overlook is just so important to have, especially when you get both wedged into Tiki. You just don't have any really room to breathe, no space to work with. You're going to get pretty easily tacked out in there. So gotta maybe head back to the drawing board a little bit here if you're the side of Staria to close out these last couple of rounds. Still in the lead here, but it's been a pretty tenuous one when it's only one round.
Yeah, one round not exactly comfortable. We'll see if Cryvor can make it 0 here on the offense. It's going to be A with the bomb, but do have Carnage on the other side of the map playing for information here. And it's going to be a stack from Staria toward B. So A is for the taking for Avalanche if they elect to do so, but they're playing incredibly slow here. They know what happened last time around. Austin just ran through pillars. Carnage spotting for the info. He's going to get a tag incredibly low here, going for the chow. Even more damage, but no kill. And it's going to be Bio on the flip side, getting the first blood. Bomb is going to be going down meanwhile, but I mean, the player is trapped on the site. Yeah, 4v2 now on the retake.
Yeah, a little bit tough. Carnage actually does find Austin to make this doable, but the issue is this window peek is just never going to work. ISO finds the one. Why did they chow into him? Wait, they've got Asylum in a power position. They just have to try to find the other. They both run in and die to the AR that's just ironed on them, as now it puts Asylum in an almost unwinnable 1 versus 2.
Yeah, ISO, I mean, goes huge. Maybe some mistakes for Staria starting to show. 10 seconds left. This should be almost unwinnable as long as you're not getting wall banged through there, and it will be. So Cryvor, I'm not going to lie, a little bit blessed on some of the decision-making that round from Staria. We'll tie things up here, and we are getting to crunch time here, Graf. This has all the makings to go into 11.
Yeah, this is, I mean, fantastic to see, especially after that last one on stream. I mean, I didn't think we'd have quite the same level of series, but it looks like we're headed into one that could go, easily top, or apologies, it could easily go map 4, map 5, especially getting to those gridlocks, I think are going to be very, very interesting to see how those go later. But 4 tied on the search and a good pre-smoke in towards mid leaves a lot to Carnage now. Can they get away?
Yeah, he is just so isolated. Yeah, nothing he can do there. And look at, I mean, Austin already threw your spawn. Asylum having to try and fight the entire Cryvor team, though. And Austin now on an island. Gets one back at the very least, but it's Cryvor just working as a unit. I'm not sure how they were able to win all those gunfights. Open stairs just wasn't being watched, apparently, with enough personnel. And it'll be Cryvor with 3 rounds straight, the first to be on that point.
Yeah, wow, fantastic to do, especially, when they were a little bit more down 4-2. They just, they bounced back. That's sort of what we were talking about on this Scar. It just feels like if you're shooting, you can do anything. And ISO has been doing that well this map. 10 kills already on the board. You may need a little bit more to close this one down, but in towards this round 10, you need to go 11 feet here, it feels like, if you're Staria. Couple of unfortunate situations in this one. You got to buckle down and try to win this and send 11.
Yeah, Cryvor, I mean, they realize the A has not been stacked. They only have one person to find. Yeah, he's in the Creddy corner, but they just read it to perfection. Finally, the reinforcements are there. So the trade will happen 1-for-1 at the moment, but Cryvor Avalanche kind of stuck toward Laundry at the moment. Austin looking for a pinch route, finds the first. Can you get out with your life? He even does better, gets a second one, and the collapse is on in. And Staria, I mean, we predicted round 11. Just send us to it again. Why not?
Hey, all roads lead to round 11 in Search. Especially on a map like Raid. I mean, it feels like these squads have been pretty evenly matched. It was a little bit of a deficit in map 1, I'd say. I mean, 70 points is definitely not nothing. But it feels like here in Search, both of these teams have met each other's tempo well. And it's all going to come down to this last round. Cryvor Avalanche going to get the offense. Let's see what they can do.
Offense for Cryvor. I don't know if that'll be a blessing or a curse in this one. I guess we're going to have to find out. Sniper rifle, I believe, coming out as well. Nades finds the first blood with it, though. Double nade through kitchen. And now Cryvor with the man advantage. They need to try and convert this one here with their numbers. Just isolate some of these gunfights because, I mean, Staria is so spread across the map at the moment. You got Bio in mid-map trying to play the rat back, but Cryvor going to regroup and go toward A here.
Look at Azurski, and this is in a good spot. Finds one. Ducks on down, needs support, but it's not going to arrive in time. So the trade does get delivered. Bjorn Asylum in a 2 versus 3. On the doorstep towards mid. They can deny this plant going down. Things get really, really awkward for here. If you're Cryvor Avalanche, you don't have enough information to confidently hard hold mid. They're going to hit through spawn, through jungle, potentially towards B, it looks like. Honestly, don't hate that call.
Yeah, looks like bomb will get planted toward A. Yeah, they were doing a little bit too much for my liking, honestly. I wish they would have planted a little sooner, but I can understand waiting for it. But now a 2v3 for the map here. Bio, Asylum, what do you have? Well, Asylum, not quite able to close that first one. And now, I mean, that leaves Bio in a really incredibly difficult situation, clearing through art, and he has the sniper rifle, so he's going to have to pick some wigs here quickly, but off the mark on that flick. And the second one gets across without any tags here. Time ticking, 20 left now. High to the side does get the first one here, but with only 15 seconds left, it's going to have to be some scams for the Avalanche here. Nobody even giving him a shoulder. You got Vessel playing insurance toward mid-map as well, even going for maybe a little BM in the back, and it'll be Cryvor 2-0 up now in the series. Not the outcome that we thought was going to happen in this one.
Yeah, honestly, this was a fantastic showcase, though, of the Search and Destroy. We did see, I think, a couple of, moderate mistakes from both sides. Room for improvement, to be sure. That's one of the best things about these, unfamiliar matchups. You don't have a lot of, data on these squads a lot of the time in the other divisions. At least in yours, you can say, okay, we beat them, they beat them. You can get a rough idea, but it feels like you get blindsided by a new roster and a strong hot streak for the side of Cryvor. They get that one locked in the round 11. So we head back to Scar for this overload with the series on the line, which, I mean, I don't know if I expected at all.
I mean, it's maybe a little unexpected. I've seen these guys play for the side of Cryvor before. They're definitely great players as well. Maybe we were hyping it a little bit too much. This is probably a closer match than we thought on paper. But, I mean, yeah, still 2-0 down Staria. I mean, you just played a previous series where it was kind of back and forth. This one now, I mean, you got to complete the reverse sweep in this one, and it's going to have to start on that overload. In the previous series, it was dead overload. They did take that one pretty comfortably, I will say, so they have a chance to start the reverse sweep here, but it's going to be a pretty tall mountain to climb. We're going to take a quick break. We'll have that overload here in just a moment, so don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
One map number 3 here on Scar Overload. Very interested to see. I mean, I said it before, I'll say it again. We head to this one with the series on the line. And it's Cryvor Avalanche looking to close the break here. Going to be so critical. It looks like we may have to wait a little bit longer.
Yeah, it looked like we crashed. So we're going to be waiting a little bit longer in this one. And we can talk about the rest of the series, I guess, technically, how it's going to play out here. We didn't really talk about the maps much. We were a little rushed heading into the first map on that hard point. But it is going to be double gridlock if we do need to go the distance yet again. So 2 gridlocks in a row, potentially, if Staria is able to win this Scar Overload first here. So, I mean, on the tail end of this one, I don't know. You know, they did win that round 11 gridlock SND. I'm curious how the hard point is going to go, because on the first map, it looked like Cryvor was pretty locked in on that Scar. You know, gridlock being a, I guess you could say an older map. You know, it is technically a new map in BO7, but an older map in the way that, you know, people have played it for quite a while. So it should be, you know, one that teams have scrimmed, have been good at this point. I'm curious. I'm not sure who has the advantage really in that one.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see as we load back on in Scar map 3. But I think especially that gridlock has a lot of just different emphasis than a lot of the hard points we see in the pool. It feels like a lot of the new ones that came in, the gridlock, the sake especially now that the Cliff Town is back to where it belongs in hell, but you know,
the dumpster.
The 2 new hard points that came in are very emphasized on this rotational and setup play. They really, you know, reward the more traditional hard point skill set of playing the map. And, you know, you obviously get pretty heavily rewarded for a wipe, but you don't need as much pure slaying as we get through towards this map number 3. 1 for 1 off the break, and Aston is just hunting. Rips all the way through mid, picks up number 2, and is already looking to block some spawners.
Yeah, StariaGG. Oh my god, ISO just in hell off of that spawn. Gets ripped immediately, the pixel after spawning, and it's going to be the device conversion already. Staria on the board here. 3-0 start from Aston. I mean, he's still in your base too, but I mean, I will say, Cryvor, they win the gunfights on the other side of the map, so they could potentially do what Aston has been doing to them, but he is still alive and kicking. Number 4 in a row. Shots in the back. Can you live any longer? He might be able to, and his smoke's gonna land as well. You guys gotta switch those tacks.
Yeah, they got the map 2 loadouts, but I don't think, well, that might matter. I do kind of hope Cryvor shut down the push, just so there's, you know, no...
We play on.
But, hey, honestly, I think that hurt Staria more than it helped them, so... locking in a potential play from the counter-attack here. Cryvor Avalanche, they do lose their lead blocker, so they're going to have to maybe slow down here a little, but just like that, great, nice little Kobe there from Asylum. So a lot of players
the map there
forming, but yeah, Zersky and Asylum going to shut down one more piece, so Staria looking to get on the offense of their own. Vessel, maybe not fully noted here, up on close, does find a kill onto a Zersky. If they can leak on through, hold on, things are getting a little awkward. Vessel has slipped the net, does get a support kill, gets one of their own. Good opportunity to sort of gain a bit more space there if you're Cryvor or Avalanche, but they do lose device control.
Yeah, so unfortunate timing on that stun grenade. Is going to get taken out in transition. Pinstripe kill feed for the moment. The drone reset will be happening here momentarily, and it's going to be all the way toward plane, and it looks like that's what Staria was waiting for, so we'll see if they're able to capitalize on it. You got a couple of players from Cryvor here as well, but they're just losing the gunfights at the moment, and a potential run now for Aston as, yeah, Asylum wins one in your base. This might be another one on the board. These nades are going to have to be perfect, and the shots might be better. Nades with the double kill at the doorstep, shuts it down, and Cryvor with the clean sweep on the defense, so good looks from them.
Fantastic play. They do leave it on the doorstep, and I know you're not a fan of that. Neither am I, but they do have essentially the whole map, so I think it's a little safer there than a lot of the mistakes we see teams make with that, but they get a ton of space to work off of, and the main thing is they keep all 4 subs and ARs available. No one forced onto the pistol, so they keep maximum kill potential, and if they can leak on in, they would have been able to maybe do some very wicked things, but yeah, they get shut down pretty heavily there. And now Staria looking for another shot. They've got Asylum all the way in deep already.
We'll see if he's able to make a play here. He has a couple in front of him. First one's going to be falling. 2 now in the feed. Make it 3 is the, I mean, just a nice little route paved the way there for Staria's second one. So good slaying, good approach there on the reset from Staria to not overcommit too quickly. But Nade's with the triple kill. He just wipes your roster, and I mean, the flip could be coming on in as well. You got Carnage already spawn killing. He is dealt with quickly here, so we'll see if Staria can clutch up on the defense like Cryvor did the previous time around. But you got nades going off in your spawn, but he has lost his drone device carrier here, so no score as of yet for Cryvor.
Gotta be careful running through this other side. Zersky find some good bullets and will just live to fight another day. Man, playing on the edge here on this cruddy box. Bio on the flank as well. Could look to spawn them back. Has a good opportunity, but needs to be careful. They're not reflanked as well. Finds one on the Carnage, but immediately traded down. ISO able to find number 2. That's a huge, huge kill there from ISO.
We'll see if they can make a play with this. Less than a minute now on the clock to do so. And they still need to get another clean wave of kills here. The stun's going to get some info for ISO. Nade's going to be a little off the mark here, and the push happening through red here, as well as 3 dead. Nice double from Carnage. Make it 4. Here you go. Cryvor, they get the wave of kills they were looking for. These nades got to be on point, and they're a little too late. So first one on the board for Avalanche late into this half.
Yeah, that's a fantastic thing to find, especially on weak side. Being down 1, honestly, not a huge deal on this Scar. Especially with the 5-minute timer. I don't know how Nades has found themselves back here. Wait, this is going to be another one. Almost certainly. It's down to Asylum, and they are not able to get anything there. So, just like that. I mean, I was already saying how being only down 1 is good, but being tied up at the end of this half, if you're Cryvor Avalanche on blue side, is fantastic.
Yeah, I was curious. The Eiffel Tower setup on the red stairs there was what I was looking at. That was questionable, but yeah, I mean, Cryvor late into that one, less than a minute, and they get 2 scores to tie things up here going into this second half, and good resilience out of them to put up a fight. And this was the 3-piece from nades that we didn't see on the observer here, but we see it in the kill cam. I mean, disgusting little one for him to find, and that really led to the couple of kills going through after he was able to pave the way there.
Really nice opportunity to potentially close out this series. Don't even look to let that reverse sweep get cooking if you're Cryvor Avalanche. An opportunity to keep things flowing. A lot of players in towards this motel side early. Got to be careful off the break. Look at this white wall wrap from Vessel. Does get read out and does get taken down. Still 3 for 2 on the map for the side of Cryvor Avalanche, and they look to keep snowballing this lead as BO, the only one towards Market, gets cleaned out. So now they got to fight these players around Humvee. Over the top you try to go, but Carnage, good stun, finds them dead. Good support there at the end from Staria, but they make it a little too close for comfort. How does Nades find 3 there?
I don't know. This guy's a 3-piece machine, apparently. Whenever you need him most, he is there clutching up in a big way. 3 with the MPC and another one on the board for Cryvor early into this half. And I mean, Staria, I mean, they lost the opening break. I thought that clutch up on the defense was going to be enough, but they just don't deal with nades. But Staria is behind enemy lines at the moment. You got Asylum in your base, but he is dealt with. So maybe crisis averted now on the reset for Cryvor. We'll see if Staria can regain here, because that's 3 straight caps they've let bleed through now.
Yeah, it's tough. You got to start responding, but you have plenty of time to do so. Aston up in the top window, a little bit awkward. Does not get the one they were really aiming for, but picks up one regardless. As ISO, apologies, it was Vessel there cleaned up as well. So Staria get an opportunity to go on offense. They've got, look at Aston all the way in the spawn. That should delay them enough to get this point on the board. And we're tied up just like that.
Nice conversion. You got Bio still in your spawn as well. Nice 2-piece for him. Looking for number 3. Pistol not quite good enough in that exchange, but that clears enough space for Staria off of spawn now to try and play this reset, but ISO shuts it down with a double of his own. Unfortunate teammate there from Vessel will claim ISO's life there, so maybe not the best approach now for Cryvor on the drone reset. Staria still around this one, but you got 4 behind enemy lines, and if his teammates can find a couple of kills here, he can go play spawn kills, and he might just be able to do so. Just got to find a Zersky with the device and nades. Let loose in your spawn. See how many he can find here. Could be potential now for Cryvor to get another one on the board, because look at the spawn outs coming through toward white wall.
Yeah, question is, do you read where nades is? 1 kill through, all down to Austin in the back. You might still be able to find Vessel. +1 up close on the goal line, but the trade rolls on through, and it's once again nades, the one that'll find the plug. At 27-19, 2 capture games so far, and still 3 to go. Good double there from Asylum to clean up your spawn, but you do have to worry about Vessel being on the doorstep with this device almost gets the
And incredibly close series here. A little bit over 2 minutes to play here. Staria still within that one score, but I mean, that play from Nade, man. I mean, that's just trusting your team right there to get that fourth one on the board for Cryvor. But we'll see if Staria is able to answer back. It's going to be 3 dead, so potential for them to score now. Stun's going to land. Is that going to be enough, though? The pistol coming out from Austin, and it will be number 4 on the board. Still a tie game here. 1:40 to play now. This gets really interesting down the tail end here, Graf.
Yeah, it starts to feel like next score wins real quick here, especially on a map like Scar. We do see this initial top green wrap might have a little bit of a shooting gallery. Couple of players to find, and Austin picks up 2. ISO gets the trade, and will get 1 spawner on top. Couple to reinforce. Carnage in towards mid, finds the player towards mid cut. That was sort of just meandering a little bit too long for my liking. Still looking to wrap this device back on in towards the bottom side of the map. I think that's generally a little more favored for you. These motel side bangouts can be a little bit tough, but honestly, you're not too against going to OT here if you're Scaria.
Oh, but it might not happen. Cryvor gets a wave of kills here, and they only have a couple more kills they need to find, but a shutdown. Nice double. A little snap from the AR. Bios shuts it down before it can happen. So, I mean, we're basically back to parity here, but Bios still going. Gets a 3rd one. Nades on this pinch yet again. And, I mean, he has slipped the net a 3rd or 4th time this map. It's a double from Nades, double from ISO, and potential now for Cryvor to put the nail in the coffin late into this one. I don't know if they're going to be able to do it or not. They got reinforcements here. Just need ISO to cross the finish line, and he'll get number 5 on the board for Cryvor.
Very small amount of time left to go for you if you're Cryvor. Upside is you've got this one player on a deep wrap, has the device, and will be able to find that extension to the timer, but they're just running it in and down a little bit there. No one's going to be, that close to the device. You clean up all the kills. Can someone grab it? Hold on. Only 2 more kills required. You need to keep that player alive. Over the top goes Azurski, but they can't find the kill. Maybe
20 seconds
flip.
now.
Which way do they go? 20 seconds, like you said. But they're looking to form in towards the bottom side. Wait, it's all down to 1 and 4. Vessel and Nades need to find these kills quick. Time winding down and Tax running thin. But Bio runs out of lead blockers, and you run out of opportunities.
Wow. Who would have thought in this one? A 3-0 from Cryvor Avalanche. This is not on my bingo card tonight, especially after Staria. I feel like in that last match, we're showing some super signs of resilience. I mean, you did have the, substitute coming in for Frost, but I feel like that didn't really play that much of a factor. Azurski was absolutely shooting as well. So, I mean, just a great showing, really, from Cryvor Avalanche there. They're going to take the victory in this one. And, I mean, what a way to do it. That was an insane series we just saw, Graf. I mean, if you're Cryvor Avalanche heading into playoffs, I mean, that is a great sign now.
Yeah, you are able to knock the top seed of that opposing group down a peg. And I mean, that is just, I don't know if unexpected is the right word. I think, I think I'll also admit Staria just had me smitten after watching that previous series. They played that one fantastic. Like you said, they had great resilience. I think we did see that still in this series. They forced the search to round 11. They forced that overload really down to the wire. I mean, even into that OT, they had an opportunity to send it to a even further overtime. So I think it was just that hard point that got away from them. I think that's something they need to be able to, go back and look on, see what they need to improve. They get, honestly, a great reality check. That's one of the best things, in my opinion, that can happen to a team right before playoffs, right before those really big games. If you just get pummeled, sometimes that, that really wakes you up.
Yeah, and it wasn't like they got destroyed or anything. It was a pretty close match. I would say maps 2 and 3 especially. Those maps could have went either way. I feel like map 1, yeah, Cryvor, they showed up, they took care of business. But those last 2, man, I mean, Staria just a round away, a mistake away from really taking either of those. So a tough fought battle, but it's Cryvor with the 3-0, and I feel like that's a really good one for them to get for the seeding. Not only just winning against one of the top teams in the league, but just, I mean, a 3-0 fashion as well. That'll help your map count, help your seeding going toward playoffs time. So I mean, be on the lookout for these guys. I mean, in the playoffs as well. They could definitely make a deep run here, but unfortunately, that is where this match is going to end. We do have another one coming up here in a little bit. It looks like it's going to be Evasive White, or excuse me, hold on, let me check real quick what it's going to be. I think King's Order White. Yeah, King's Order White, sorry, versus Evasive Elite coming up here in a little bit. So undefeated matchup from Evasive Elite, another banger of a matchup we should have here shortly. So
yeah, really excited to see that one. I do think we're going to need a little bit to get that set up and ready to go. So we'll kick it offline for now. We'll be back very, very soon, though, so drop a follow and stay tuned. Thank you to our sponsors as well, KSI, COD Stats, Excalibur Interactive, and, I mean, hey, we saw Cryvor really show out here. Their Avalanche squad really made a name for themselves, but that'll do it for us for now. Thank you all so much for joining.